Yo, what is going on, boys? It is Maze, and I'm back with another YouTube video today. Hope you guys are doing good. And today I'm doing a little bit of another football video. I know it kind of has been a little bit since I've done something like this. So, I just want to get back to it a little bit. I'm going to be doing another Madden video or two Madden videos. I might do a triple upload again today. Honestly, if I have enough time, I'll do it. But if I don't have enough time, I'll do at least one more Madden video today. But I just want to give you guys my 2020 NFL playoff predictions. Honestly, I mean, it's looking like kind of a closer playoff than we've had in recent history, so I'm not going to lie. I mean, I do enjoy doing this type of stuff, and if you want to see any more football stuff, let me know, but I'll definitely stick to the Madden as much as I can. You guys have been going crazy on that, but I just wanted to do this. Thought it'd be a little fun thing to do. But yeah, anyways, before I get this started, make sure to drop a sub down below in the channel. I really do appreciate it, boys. I think we're at like 729 subs right now, which is insane. We literally hit 700 last night, so like that's ridiculous. I really do appreciate all the support, yeah, and also drop a like down below on this video if you did enjoy this. Also drop a comment down below on your thoughts on my picks and what you would change and stuff like that. I know there's going to be a little bit, a few mad fans and stuff, but I'm ready for the hate. I'm ready for the hate. It's going to be fun. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I have a bunch of bold predictions. There's going to be a couple, but nothing too crazy. I kind of have, just about... yeah, I think we're just gonna get right into it. I'm doing it a really like jagged way, and I'm doing it on Microsoft Paint, so don't hate, okay? I don't really know how else I'm gonna do this, so I decided to do it on Microsoft Paint. I think you guys can understand the gist of it, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the camera away so you guys can see the whole thing, and then we're just gonna get right into it. Alright, so the first game we're going to end up doing is the Browns versus the Steelers. I'm not going to lie, I think the Browns have a good chance of maybe taking this game if they want to. But I think the Steelers are kind of just a better team overall than the Browns as of right now. The Browns are still a little banged up, and they still do have like some COVID issues going on and such, which doesn't really play in their favor. Plus, they did almost lose to a team like last week, the Steelers team that they pretty much had like their practice squad out there. So I think I'm gonna end up taking the Steelers in this one. I'm just gonna type it, and then you guys will see afterwards. So in this next game, it is the Colts versus the Bills. I just think the Bills are way too good of a team for the Colts right now. I mean, honestly, like, the Colts run game is pretty solid and such, but I don't really think I need to come up with too big of an explanation to see why the Bills are going to win this game. The Bills are just a really good team. So I'm just going to take the Bills in this one as well. In this Ravens versus Titans game, I cannot see the Ravens actually stopping Derrick Henry. I kind of see the game that happened last year in the playoffs when they faced off. I can definitely see it like the exact game happening like that. So I'm definitely going to be taking the Titans in this one. Derrick Henry is just way too good. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what it is. He's just been going crazy. 2,000-yard season, kind of unstoppable. Plus, the Ravens have been super inconsistent. Lamar's kind of got to get back on track at some point. But I do think the Ravens can definitely be like a Super Bowl contender at some point in the next few seasons. They just got to get like a couple gaps filled out. And you guys kind of understand the point. But yeah, definitely taking the Titans in this one versus the Ravens. So going over to the right side of the bracket, we do have the Rams versus the Seahawks. So I actually do think this is going to be a much closer game than people think it's going to be. The Rams defense is just so good. It's really hard to go against a defense that's really good. But I'm really not too sure on Jared Goff's actual injury and such. Like, I don't know if he's going to be playing or not. I'm pretty sure he's not playing. But if he is playing, I think that does give them a much better chance. But if he's not playing, I think this is an easy Seahawks dub. I'm pretty sure he's not going to end up playing, so that's kind of unfortunate for the Rams. I definitely think they could have maybe stolen this one if they did have Jared Goff. I know a lot of people don't think Jared Goff's that great, but, I think he could have got it done. He's been in the Super Bowl before. Like, that team's pretty good. So, yeah. But I'm going to end up taking the Seahawks in this one. Now, in this next game, we do have the Saints versus the Bears. So, as hot as the Bears have been, the Saints have been hotter. It's just simple as that. The Saints have been really good this year, and honestly, I can't really see anyone on that team stopping Alvin Kamara. I know they do have a few injuries up front on that O-line, and I know that the Saints defense actually does have some sleepers on the O-line. I know they do have Trey Hendrickson, and they do have, I think it's David Onyemata. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. I could be saying it wrong, definitely. But I just think, they have too many weapons on the offensive and defensive side enough to kind of fill the Bears' weaknesses. I know a lot of people might think the Bears might steal this game, and I could maybe see it happening, but I don't know. I think the Saints are way too good. So we are now down to the Buccaneers and the Washington football team. I'm not going to waste any time. We already know I am definitely taking the Bucs in this game. You can't really bet against Brady, especially against one of the worst 4 seeds of all time. So we are going to take the Buccaneers. So this is where it starts to get a little bit of fun. So we got the Bills versus the Steelers. I think the Bills actually take this one by almost a landslide. I'm not going to lie. Steelers fans might not like that at all. But I really do think the Bills show what's up, and I feel like the Bills win by like 2-3 touchdowns in this game. I don't know what it is. I don't think the Steelers are a bad team whatsoever. I know they have a really solid all-around defense and offense, but I don't know. I think the Bills are just going crazy right now. I just don't think really Josh Allen is going to be able to be stopped by the Steelers right now, and I think the Bills honestly easily take this game. I can't lie to you guys. Next up, we have the Chiefs versus the Titans. I think this is going to be a closer game than people imagine it to be, but I do think I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one. The Chiefs are just a super, super good team. Like, it's just obvious. I don't really see anyone on that defense really stopping Patrick Mahomes and slowing him down. Like I said, it's probably going to be like last year's game. It seems like this side of the bracket is essentially going to be just like last year's playoff series, so I'd assume the Titans don't really end up taking this game. I do think Derrick Henry's going to have a good game in this one as well, but and Ryan Tannehill did get a lot better this season. I'd love to see the Titans take this game. That would honestly be really fun for the league. I think the Bills versus Titans, like, who would expect that? I think that'd be really fun for the league, but I would definitely expect Kansas City to take this game, and it's kind of hard to bet against them, especially when they're facing a Titans team. So I'm going to start up top with the Seahawks versus the Saints. Honestly, this is a really tough choice for me. I really think the Saints could win this, but I also think the Seahawks could really run away with it. I think the Seahawks have been slightly inconsistent this year, and that's kind of the only reason I want to take the Saints in this. But I don't know. It's really hard to bet against Russell Wilson, especially against, a Saints team that probably isn't really going to go crazy against him. But the Seahawks do have like the worst pass defense in the league right now, which is really unfortunate, especially against the Saints because they do have Michael Thomas and, of course, Alvin Kamara coming out of the backfield. So I think I might have to take the Saints in this one. It is kind of a boring pick, I understand, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks go and win that game. So now we have the Buccaneers versus the Packers. So this, I think, is probably going to be the biggest game of the playoffs. I also just realized I spelt the Chiefs wrong, so disregard that. I literally just spelt the whole name wrong. I thought I spelled it right. I guess I didn't, so don't pay attention to that, please. But anyways, the Buccaneers versus the Packers, I think this is probably going to be the biggest game of the playoffs. I'm not going to lie. I think this is going to be the most fun game to watch in the playoffs. Two offense kind of going to work. But we do know what happened last time the Buccaneers faced the Packers. They really went crazy on them, which I didn't expect. I honestly thought the Packers were going to win that game, and the Buccaneers went and slaughtered them. So, honestly, I want to take the Packers in this game, and I know it is at Green Bay. So, I am going to say this, right? Listen to me. If it does end up being pretty cold, and I know Brady's fine with playing in the cold. I know they got Gronk. He's fine with playing in the cold, but we all know that whole entire team plays in Florida. If they go to Green Bay and it's cold, if it's rainy, if it's snowy, I am 100% taking Green Bay to win that game. But if it is solid conditions, I can definitely see the Buccaneers winning that game, and that's kind of the only thing I can rule it on. I can't sit here and say, oh, it's going to snow, so I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers. I think, in regular solid conditions, I think the Buccaneers will end up taking this game once again. But if it does end up kind of being snowy and such, I think the Packers have a much easier way to win that game. And I think that's kind of the only way they end up winning that game, because they did kind of get rolled last time on all cylinders. I think we're going to end up taking the Buccaneers in this one unless there is some kind of snowy or rainy or really just bad conditions, like super cold out. So we have the Chiefs versus the Bills. Now this is a definitely hard matchup. I really think the Chiefs can end up taking this game, but I also do think the Bills can very easily end up taking this game. Both of these teams obviously are really good this year. I know that the Chiefs have way more playoff experience than the Bills as of right now. Their whole team has been in the playoffs the last couple of years, so they kind of know what's up. The Bills don't have that much playoff experience, unfortunately. So honestly, based off only experience and kind of how the players are on the team, I would have to take the Chiefs in this game, and the Chiefs are just such a good team. But the Bills are very good. We do know that the Bills did end up facing the Chiefs in the regular season, and the Bills did end up losing that game, especially the fact that it is going to be in Arrowhead 100%. They're going to be having a game in the Chiefs Stadium. So, I don't want to be boring. I want to take the Bills in this. I really would rather see the Bills in the Super Bowl. It'd be kind of fun just to see them in the Super Bowl. But it is kind of hard not to take the Chiefs, especially when they've already won in the regular season. They have much, much more playoff experience. But I definitely do see the Bills taking over next year. I'm not going to lie. I can definitely see them getting some good playoff experience and taking over, trying to go for another Super Bowl run next year. So now we have Saints versus the Buccaneers. And of course, no one ever wants to bet against Tom Brady, but I'm not going to really, take a long time to decide this. I think the Saints easily win this game. I think, it would make sense if maybe, both times they played this year, there was only like one time the Saints killed them and then the Buccaneers were close, but the Saints just have them at every single side of the ball, no matter what. Like both times they played, they completely annihilated this Buccaneers team. It's kind of hard to bet against a team that did that twice. Like, you already know that's not a fluke if they did it twice. So I think I'm easily going to take the Saints in this game. I think the Saints don't choke for the first time in forever, and they end up going to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. The Chiefs versus the Saints, I think this would be a very fun Super Bowl to watch as well. Both two really great offenses and both very sleeper defenses as well. Both of these defenses actually are very under the radar. I think they're both really solid across the board. So, I think Patrick Mahomes, obviously, he got it done last year against the 49ers. He could definitely get it done again. But Drew Brees also is on his last year. Probably, it's pretty easy to assume. We kind of all know he was going to retire last year. He never did. But we do know that Drew Brees is on his last year. And, I honestly think it'd be nice to see him go out like Peyton Manning did and, win a Super Bowl for the last time. Especially, I can definitely see Kamara really taking Super Bowl MVP in this, but there's also a chance they do have Mahomes taking Super Bowl MVP and him having, his weapons and such. But as much as I don't want to really, I don't really know. It's kind of hard because both these teams are really good, but I do think I'm going to take the Saints winning the Super Bowl this year. I know that might be dumb. It might be really dumb, but I really would like to see Drew Brees kind of go out on the last note. I can definitely see the Saints easily beating the Buccaneers. I think they beat a pretty, I think this is going to be a harder game than it is against the Buccaneers. This Seahawks game is probably going to be a harder game, but I can definitely see them beating the Seahawks, easily going through the Buccaneers. Honestly, I could look dumb in a couple weeks. Give me a couple weeks, the Buccaneers blow out the Saints. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and act like this is not going to be, I already know this is going to be a wrong bracket. There's upsets every single year, and, this just happens. It's usual. So I already know that, who knows? The Saints go out in the first round. The Bears could easily beat the Saints. Who knows? We really don't know. But I think as of right now, this is probably my safe bracket. If I was going to make a bracket that was a little more over the top, I would probably take the Seahawks over the Saints. And then I'd probably take the Buccaneers over the Seahawks, and then the Bills over the Chiefs. So it'd be Buccaneers versus Bills. And honestly, I think in that game, I don't even know who I'd take in that game, honestly, the Buccaneers versus Bills. But if I was getting kind of ballsy, I think I would take the Bills just because they've been super hot recently. And, it'd be kind of funny to see Josh Allen beat Tom Brady. So yeah, boys, that's pretty much it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know there's going to be a lot of people like, my team's going to, all that stuff. But, I had a good time doing this, honestly. I think it's going to be a really good playoffs this year. I don't really see there's not that many games where I think are actually going to be boring. I do really think it's going to be a good playoffs. I know, the last couple of playoffs have kind of been you kind of already knew which teams are going to make it out of which games. But, outside of the Titans kind of went crazy. That was ridiculous. But outside of that, I think this is going to be a really nice playoffs. And I definitely can see the Saints taking over the Chiefs. But I can easily see the Chiefs taking over the Saints. Who knows? The Bills end up beating the Chiefs. The Buccaneers beat the Saints. We don't really know, obviously, but I think this is my best prediction. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to drop a sub down below on the channel if you did enjoy. Make sure to drop a like as well. Hopefully, guys, I see you in the next one. I'll be dropping another Madden video later on, so don't worry. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.